is the beautiful Alicia Fox.
Spoke to you and said this, Bob, but my name's Billy. It doesn't matter what your name is. Loaded up with alcohol, more specifically vodka, whiskey, beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, and more beer.
He's gonna puke! He's gonna puke! He's gonna puke! He's gonna puke!
3 ain't enough now, I need 5. Welcome in Jim, Ryan, Matt, Tim, and intern Mark.
And after tonight, none of you in this ring will ever be the same again.
Oh my goodness, what do we do? There's a 1, there's a 2. Oh!
Wow.
Wow. We're back. We are back. It is Thursday, August 1st, 2019. We're the podcast of the Millennium. Welcome into 3 Count Thursday. This week we have tons to talk about, including RIP to a true legend. AEW prepares for history, and a Hall of Famer returns. But first, our show is brought to you by Alicia's Pillows and Things. If you're decorating your home, you want it to reflect your taste and your likes. So why not add decor that reflects your sports, movie, or TV fandom? Alicia's Pillows and Things is your hookup. They feature pillows and stools and more with all your favorite teams and characters. Log on to ngscsports.com. Find the Alicia's Pillows and Things tab on the homepage and place your order. And also our new sponsor is Cool Eye Cover. You can imagine we're talking about sunglasses. Summer is here, still here. It's August. It's running out, but it's still here. And as you know, we all need sunglasses. They have a great deal. Cool Eye Cover has a great deal as an NGSC Sports partner. If you email esgmarketingsolutions@gmail.com, they'll give you a 50% discount on your first pair of glasses. Visit www.cooleyecover.com and choose your glasses to receive the discount. Remember, you must email esgmarketingsolutions@gmail.com to get the coupon. And we want to thank Cool Eye Cover for joining NGSC Sports as a sponsor. Guys, how you doing this week? Tim and Ryan, everybody back in studio. The team is back together. No live show last week. That was a little weird.
That was odd.
I was a little under the weather.
Yeah.
But we're back. We're at
the
full
weather
strength.
was over you.
Was it? I don't
you
know.
You were under it, yes.
Oh, well, yeah, you're right.
That's how it would be.
I've never much heard it said that way, but I guess you would be right.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
That's what matters.
Not wrong. That is what matters.
I hate to tell you guys, I'm probably not going to be here next week.
What the F?
Yeah, I don't know. Things happen.
I'm getting a little tired
You know that we do this every Thursday, right?
Why would you not be here
It's
next
like
week?
an every other Thursday thing, I thought.
No, it's like every week, bro.
Look, when did that change?
It's like always been that way.
Come on, my guy.
For like pretty much the better part of like 5 years.
What if we bring just like a spoonful of
Why
sand?
would you not be here?
I might be going to the beach again. I'm having withdrawal. I've been back for a whole 2 days, and I can't stand it.
You know, you're an asshole.
Can we get you a little Zen garden instead?
Yeah.
Like just
sure.
like we can rate. You can play in the sand here.
A nice little Zen garden.
Yeah.
I'll think about it.
Okay, I gotta find a fucking Zen garden.
I have one.
Must be nice to take vacation.
I have one.
Okay.
Jim, come down, eat some grotto pizza with us.
Well, not everybody can live on vacation, Ryan. Some people have to be here and actually host the podcast.
That's
Just
also
saying.
a factual statement.
Just saying. Now, tonight we will have a guest. She'll be joining us here.
If only our camera tripod was mobile.
If only. Just a couple of minutes.
Shit.
Are you going to pay the data? We don't get enough. We don't get money here.
That's fair.
Oh,
That's
you
a
don't
fair
have
point.
unlimited data?
No, we don't have. I don't have unlimited data.
You don't have unlimited data?
I don't have unlimited data.
I thought you had unlimited data.
I don't have unlimited data.
Well, no, seriously.
No.
You're a grown adult and you don't have unlimited data?
Yes. I've had the same cell phone plan for like 12 years. Plus 12 years.
Does it have rollover if it's been 12 years and you're not like
We've blown the rollover a few times.
Pornhub, huh?
You haven't.
Oh fuck! I'm not on the Wi-Fi.
God damn it! Why is
Yeah.
the Wi-Fi not working?
We've been there. I hear you.
We do have a guest tonight.
Still buffering.
She's a ring announcer. She's a
fucking
backstage interviewer.
I'm sorry.
She's a show host, a producer for various companies, Fight TV, and more. Brittani Nikole will be joining us here in just a few minutes. If you're following along on the live video, we appreciate it. Give it a like, give it a share. Also, indie shows this week in the Monster Factory this Saturday night, 7 p.m., Paulsboro, New Jersey, at the world-famous Monster Factory. Also, WXWC4's Tribal Showdown at Game Changer World in Allentown. That is also on Saturday at 6 p.m. Before we get to our guest when she calls in, and feel free to leave comments in the live video there. We'll get to them as the show goes on and interact with us. But earlier today, unfortunately, WWE Hall of Famer, 7-time former NWA World Heavyweight Champion Harley Race passed away at the age of 76. He debuted in 1960. He worked with AWA, the National Wrestling Alliance, the WWF, and WCW. Obviously, legendary feuds with Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, and so many more. Again, 7 world championships with the NWA, a combined 1,799 days. He is one of just 6 men to be inducted into the WWE, NWA, Professional Wrestling, and Wrestling Observer Newsletter Halls of Fame. And he started the Harley Race's Wrestling Academy back in 1999. It is now based in Troy, Missouri. He is survived by 3 children and 5 grandchildren. I was never, he was mostly before my time, which is a shame. I do remember him, vaguely during his time in like WCW, WWF, but the name is synonymous with wrestling legends. So obviously, the tributes that poured out this afternoon once the news broke. The first person that I saw break the news was Dustin Rhodes, but it very quickly made the rounds. So of course our thoughts are with his family and his friends at this time. Unfortunately, it is one of those legends that I don't have like a favorite Harley Race moment, a favorite Harley Race match, and it's probably by my own just lack of going back and watching, admittedly. But obviously a legend. I don't know if you guys have anything else to add, but I would be very wrong if I didn't mention that to start the show.
Yeah, Harley Race is definitely one of the big proponents on the rise of Ric Flair. I believe Ric Flair won his first and second NWA titles from Harley Race, if I'm not mistaken. But it's definitely good. There's a lot of great memories for Harley Race that are around. Of course, I'm a WCW kid, so I remember Harley Race from the early 90s, managing Lex Luger, managing Big Van Vader, 7 times the world's champion. But Harley Race, even then, I'm paraphrasing from the Grand Akuma, he's synonymous with like the phrase like a wrestler being a badass. He was one of those wrestlers that was like hardcore before hardcore, but he didn't do like hardcore moves, but he was definitely a big bruiser, a big brawler, and was definitely triple tough, especially coming out of a rabid wrestling city back in the day, like St. Louis, with Mushnick and the sort. So Harley Race definitely would be missed. He left his footprint is much wider than what you would think. And he was also responsible. He was added along with Randy Orton during that Legend Killer run.
Yes.
If you remember, Randy Orton hocked a loogie into Harley Race's face at before he spat in Foley's face. He got one for Harley Race at ringside in St. Louis as well. So,
yeah.
Ryan, you are aware that I know you're doing something with your camera, but the thing you did to me was caught on our camera, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure you remember that, like, that's your little hand cam there, not the only camera.
No, that's fine.
That we're using. Okay,
I decided we would try a little bit of just a behind the scenes.
Why? That's good.
On the
that's
Twitter.
Good.
On the
Twitter. We will have our guest Brittani Nikole here in just a second.
I forgot about the other camera.
Ernie, very very quickly here, you posted a question. Do you ever see WWE going out of business? What would have to happen for that? Pretty much the McMahon family would probably just have to not want it anymore.
Yeah, I wrote that down actually as something we could probably talk about.
We'll revisit.
It'd probably be more easier to talk about when we cover AEW and their
I think that
their huge announcement.
What's the name of Vince McMahon's theme song? Like his entrance theme? What is that? How do the lyrics go?
No chance in hell.
No chance in hell.
Well, we'll get to that because I think it is at least an interesting question to digest a little bit. But we will do that after.
We like to digest things.
Yes, we do.
A lot.
But we'll do that after we get to our guest, and she is on the line with us right now. Brittani Nikole. She's a ring announcer, a backstage interviewer, a show host, a producer for various companies, Fight TV, and much more. Brittani, welcome in to 3 Count Thursday. How are you?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me on.
It is our pleasure. We're glad you can join us, and we're going to jump right into this. Everybody that's followed our show
hit the ground running
knows that we have that we've been wrestling fans like our entire life. So, at what age did you become a fan of wrestling, and was there a wrestler, a match, an event that pulled you in? What exactly brought you into this wacky world?
Is in the womb too young? Is that
No,
a
I think
thing?
that's appropriate.
Can I say that it was in the womb that it started? Because my mother grew up watching wrestling, and they watched I'm from Ohio, from up near Cleveland, and they watched big time wrestling every Saturday, and so she watched wrestling, and so that's kind of how I got into it when I was born. And my cousins, they were boy cousins, they lived next door, and they were really into wrestling, so it kind of was just always in my blood, I guess. Being the only girl, I was the one who got thrown around a lot because I was easy to toss around, so that was how I got started. But match-wise, I mean, I grew up, of course, because of my age, I grew up in the Attitude Era, and a little bit before and then a lot after. But, I mean, I grew up in the Attitude Era, and so I, of course, Stone Cold stuck out, Undertaker stuck out. Shawn Michaels has always been my, he can never do any wrong for me, ever. Even though he's done a lot of wrong, he could still never do any wrong. But Dusty Rhodes has always been, Dusty Rhodes is one of my idols. I've read his books. I've learned a lot from just watching his teachings, and especially watching Paul Heyman, who learned a lot from him and everything. So I would say Dusty Rhodes is my top, but Shawn Michaels is still kind of on a pedestal for me when it comes to that. But yeah, I was in the womb. If that answers all of your questions, I can't remember the rest of the question.
Yeah. No, that's.
It was rapid. It was rapid fire.
Yeah, we come in quick. We come in hot to start the interview.
We have a rapid fire question to wrap up kind of our interview with you. So that's always a really fun spot.
I didn't know this was my political debate, but I'm really excited about it. So.
Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Yeah. Notice, Jim, how she didn't say Bret Hart. So I like her already.
I did
like
notice
her already.
That's fine.
Yeah, I mean Bret Hart's okay.
Right? Yeah, Jim.
He's probably gonna come and murder. He's gonna flip me for it in the middle of the night or something.
Tell me how you really feel about me. I'd really appreciate it if you told me.
Jim's our heart mark of the group, so I always like to rub that in when people don't bring up Bret Hart. Because they're right. So what really made you want to be involved in the independent wrestling scene? And who, in your opinion, is the kind of the best backstage interviewer? How did you want to become a backstage interviewer?
Well, when I was young, I thought I was going to become a wrestler. And so I was like adamant that like when I turned 19, I was going to move to Florida. I was going to start training and become a wrestler. And I moved to New Orleans instead and was like, well, close enough. Yeah. And so I live in New Orleans and like just kind of fell out of wrestling when I first moved here when I was 19. I moved and I just kind of fell out of watching it. And then WrestleMania 30 came to town. And I was like, man, I still really love wrestling. So I went to WrestleMania 30 and I did all the activities and stuff like that. They had that whole weekend. And I was like, well, I'm at this point where I could still beat up my body, but I don't want to. I was like, I think I want to be more of the media standpoint. I want to be the guide through the entertainment. I want to help push the stories and be a part of things behind the scenes and work through all of that. So I called my mother like after WrestleMania was over and was like, I think I'm going to try to get a job as like a ring announcer and interviewer and stuff in wrestling. And she was like, okay. And literally like a month later, I was like, hey, I got a job as a ring announcer and interviewer in wrestling.
Absolutely.
Because and people are like, how'd you do that? I'm like, well, I lied. And
Yep.
I got myself in, said that I could do it. And I taught myself how to do it by watching, of course, for announcing, I watched like Lillian Garcia and stuff. And I actually did watch a little bit of like Bruce Buffer, Michael Buffer, just to kind of make it not so cliche when it came to announcing. For interviews and stuff like that, I mean, obviously, like there's no one compared to Mean Gene.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's a given. There's just no one, And so I watched a lot of Mean Gene, and then I also just kind of watched sports interviewers, because a lot of the women's sports interviewers nowadays just kind of take on their own little persona and stuff. So I just kind of added my own like little New Orleans flavor and my personality, and was like, here you go, me,
Nice.
Brittani Nikole, ta-da.
There you go.
Yeah. So that's how it came into being, was that I was like, well, I'm not gonna be a wrestler, but I still want to entertain, and I still want to be a part of this crazy, wacky wrestling world. And so media became my thing, and so I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking to three guys who do backstage interviews and ring announcing and color commentary and play-by-play because we didn't want to beat our bodies. So that answer resonated, I think, with all of us.
Yeah, and me especially.
Yeah.
Yeah, like me especially. I follow a similar path you did, getting involved in my first promotion, taking a little bit of information that like seems stretching. Not want to call it a lie, but like stretching the truth, saying that you have a little more experience than you actually do. Like, like I was like, I worked in radio, and I did work in radio, but I did radio promotions. I wasn't actually on the radio talking, but give me a microphone. I'll be okay. I think everything will be just fine. So you did mention that you like to add a little NOLA flavor, New Orleans flavor to what you do. For those of us who aren't familiar, can you explain a little bit about what the atmosphere is like in the New Orleans wrestling scene? And what's your favorite thing about the culture in New Orleans besides like the food?
I'm glad you said that you added New Orleans wrestling scene, because when you said what the culture is in New Orleans, instantly I was like, drunk.
Yeah,
That's the culture. But in the New Orleans wrestling scene, Louisiana itself has such a rich history in wrestling,
right.
And so it's so great to see all of these New Orleans wrestlers a lot of the wrestlers are born and raised here, like in Louisiana, in New Orleans, in the suburbs, like Chalmette and stuff like that. And so they kind of take a pride into bringing in modern, wrestling, but also still keeping it old school in certain ways to keep all ages entertained, because we have a lot in New Orleans and outside, we have a lot of a generation gap when it comes to the love of wrestling. There's either like really old school people who like remember it back in the day when Mid-South was here,
right?
Or you have the young kids who like love Daniel Bryan and no one doesn't know anyone older than John Cena. Like it's one of those things. If you have this gap. And Elevate Pro, one of the companies I work for, they just recently got booked to do a show at the Frederick J. Seeger Civic Center on October 12th, and that Civic Center hasn't had wrestling in it since ECW. And before that, it hadn't had wrestling in it since Mid-South. So it's like really cool to have that kind of heritage where we're finally getting this building that hasn't had wrestling since back then, and like start bringing wrestling back into that community and stuff. So it's everything. And New Orleans itself is all historical, so everything always has a little bit of like historical pride to it when you do something here in New Orleans.
Yeah, there's a lot of New Orleans pride just from my following of sports and in hearing different exactly, but hearing different analysts and commenters on sports like Michael Smith, who grew up in New Orleans, talk about like there's a big pride in things that are their own, like the big pride in the Saints, big pride in the Pelicans, and big pride obviously in the heritage that you have left with the Civic Center, of course, and other things. So it's really cool to hear that legacy doesn't just stop at sports, but it carries on down as well.
Yeah, it's really amazing.
You know, during your ring announcing and backstage interviewing segments that you said you found ways to set yourself apart, a lot of times pulling from these influences from New Orleans. Can you give us an example of, what you would rely on, or even some pop culture references that you rely on?
For New Orleans itself, a lot of pop culture references. If we do any kind of wrestling thing, obviously we pull a lot from. I mean, you've got Junkyard Dog and stuff like that here, so we'll pull a lot of Mid-South stuff if we're referencing to kind of get the crowd going and moving. When it comes to interviews, though, it's just more of kind of a New Orleans personality. Like, it is known as the Big Easy, so it's one of those things of like, I'll come in nice and sweet, but if you start pushing me, like, you're gonna start getting some looks, and you're gonna start getting some bless your hearts there in a second. Like, I can easily improv with them and push it along, but also not be just the timid interviewer that stands there and smiles, because I find that lacking for story-wise, because my job is to help get you over, whether it's in a good way or a bad way. And if I'm just standing there holding the mic and I have no facial expressions and I don't react to what you're saying, or I don't play along, or I don't answer questions if you give them to me, or yada, 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 it doesn't help you in any way, and it doesn't help me in any way. So I like to spat back.
Yeah, and I think you have to. It's one of those things where you have to be quick on your feet. You have to be quick-minded and able to get things out. And again, we're here 3 Count Thursday. We have Brittani Nikole on the line. If you are following along with us in the live video, we appreciate it. I know Frank up at Mansfield is listening, our old college buddy. So hey, you doing, Frank? Again, give it a like, give it a share. We appreciate it.
Wasn't Frank's nickname the Big Easy in college?
I think it was. I do think it was, or at least that's what we called him. Now let's talk about your ring announcing, Brittani. Because I know that for us, we've done work, as commentators, we've done backstage stuff, but we've a while back we did some stuff with a local company where we did like pre-show hosting in the live arena there, and that's kind of a pretty daunting. Like, to me, like, you get that live mic in front of people, that's a whole different ballgame. But for you get in that middle of that ring, you got to announce those wrestlers. How, like, if you can go back to the first time, what was that feeling? Was it intimidating? Were you ready to tackle it? What goes through your mind in that moment?
Fear, pure fear. Well, so my first announcing was a very, very strange time, because again, like I said, I told them, I'll say, I said lie, but I'll say I stretched the truth. And so they were going to, the person I was going to be the co-host, and then I was going to start doing more announcing, and so it was going to be like this tag team of me and this other guy who was already in the company. So he was supposed to train me, and he just never trained me, and then he just left one day, and then they were like, all right, you're good. You're going to go do a show in San Diego for us it's a military show, like for the military, the Navy base there. I'm sorry, Navy base. in San Diego. So we drove 27 hours from New Orleans to San Diego in a 16-person passenger van. And it was, I don't know if you know who Vordell Walker is, but Vordell Walker, Shane Taylor, me, and a bunch of other wrestlers from the indie scene here in New Orleans just like crammed into this bus. Vordell's driving. He drove 27 hours straight. We get there. We get ready to go do the show. I've never done this before. I have my note cards and everything. On the card is Chavo Guerrero, Brian Cage, Ray Horace, Shane Taylor, Keith Lee, and the list goes on and on. And it's just like, and I'm just like, and I'm and Brian Kendrick also.
Jeez.
And I was pacing back and forth, and Chavo was sitting in the bleachers, and he just calls to me. He's like, "Hey," he's like, "You nervous?" And I just kind of stood there, and I was like, he's like, "Have you done this before?" And I just kind of looked at him, and he went, "Come over here, sit down." And he kind of talked me through what I had to do. So thanks, Chavo. He was my first kind of trainer for the brief 10 minutes that we were able to do anything before the show started. So that was how fear, but after it was over, it was exhilarating and it was fun. And I am definitely not the same person that I was then that I am now. And it's only been, I'm still a baby. It's only been four years now. But it's one of those things of I really have learned a lot, and I've grown a lot and started kind of releasing more of my personality. Like you said, when you get that live mic in your hand, it's so tough to not just be very straightforward and be like, introducing da 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 da.
Yep.
Here they are.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna walk away now. So it's to kind of get those more personalities in there. So I really like now being able to kind of add little different things to the wrestlers' entrances, and sometimes they'll let me say whatever they want or whatever I want. The last time we had Gangrel for a show, I was super nervous at first. I was like, what do you want me to say about you? And he was like, say whatever you want. And I was like, okay, no pressure. Cool.
Now for us, I personally, I'm not going to throw any of the other guys under the bus, but I've been notorious at times over the course of this show of like butchering a name or getting a nickname wrong or something like that. Is there maybe one name or nickname that you may have screwed up that stands out in your mind? Like, oh, I cannot believe that I did that.
Rex Andrews tagline. It's like, I can't even remember what it is. It's the tactician something, but like I could not. I just wanted to say technician the entire time, and it's like tactician. And I was like, the entire time I was like, and I'm thinking in my head like, don't fuck it up, don't mess it up, don't mess it up, don't mess it up. And then I went and said it, and I said tactician, and he turned around and looked at me, and he went, try again, and I was like.
I love when wrestlers have rhyming nicknames like that, like words that sound alike, just make it horrible for us to try to say.
And I mean, nothing is worse than when somebody right before you have to say something puts something in your head that's going to make your brain screw up. That is the absolute worst.
Oh, it's so bad. And the thing, that's why I love Effie. Effie is the best. I've known Effie for a while, but he's an amazing performer, but his is simple. I don't have to remember where he's from. I don't got to remember weight. I don't remember. His entrance is literally, this is Effie. That's it. That's it. That's all it is.
It's like
Ta-da.
Sting.
Like, it's the most beautiful, simple thing ever. This is Effie.
Simplicity
Welcome.
at its finest.
Absolutely.
Nobody cares how tall you are, bud. Nobody cares. Like this guy. Come on.
Rex Andrews, I think it's precision tactician.
That's
That's
absurd.
It, precision tactician. And I wanted to say precision technician.
Right. Precision tactician.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah, that's a tough
That's
one.
horrible.
They just do that to mess with you guys.
Yeah, there's a wrestler.
He was the sweetest though about it. He knew because he knew it was that he said it to me, and that he saw the look on my face, and he's like, "It's okay, you're gonna get it." And then when I said precision, and I said tactician, and he turned around, and looked at me, he's like, "Try again," and I was like, "But he's really sweet about it." But in my mind, I'm like,
Like, try again. I don't want to.
No.
And I'm just gonna say it wrong again. So no, let's just move on.
I should have just been like, no.
Hit him with the opponent
I've definitely
line.
called people's weights wrong. Like, I've definitely every now and then called like somebody who definitely weighs like maybe 185, maybe 190 on a good day. Definitely said that he's like 212 pounds, and been like, nope, that's definitely not. Nope, definitely wrong.
One person who's really good for just steamrolling through things when they flub up is The Miz. If you watch The Miz during Miz TV, if he ever stumbles over a word, he never repeats himself. He doesn't go back. He just steamrolls right through it, and the fans don't even pay attention.
No.
It's just it's so beautiful. It's something I aspire to do at one point, because as soon as you mess up, you think, oh, I have to correct myself. I have to make sure they understand that I know exactly what I'm talking about. And nope, just. It's all words. Just
I feel like once you mess up
through.
that Divas contest line that he messed up real bad, there's no going back.
Where he had the number on his hand.
You're never going to get worse than that. Never going to get worse than that.
No, I have note cards, and like I don't bring them. I try my hardest, especially if they're people I know. I don't bring my note cards into the ring. Like I memorize, so I do everything off of memory. So I try not to bring any of my note cards into the ring unless I'm reading off like new sponsors and stuff like that, or if like there's a charity that we're working with and I have like a list of things to read off for them, I'll bring it in. The only time that I've had to like physically bring in a note card more often than not for a wrestler is Stevie Ray, because he made me list every single championship he has ever won in his entire career.
Oh, that's
before the match.
That's so great. I love it.
What would Booker say about that?
Like, I don't know. He wasn't there that time, but like it was definitely like I had 2 note cards front and back worth of like every single championship he has ever won from like the time he was born, basically. Like, I'm surprised it didn't say like, first place in 4-H club. Like, I don't know, like all this other like crazy stuff. It was literally just. It was a list, and I was like, and then that match also was called boxing style, and they wanted it to be like actual boxing style, so I had to announce them like, over here in the golden black trunks, blah, 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 like all that stuff. And I was just like, this announcement has gone on for so long. The match is like, at that point, the match had already been 5 minutes, and we hadn't even rung the bell.
Gosh, it's so good. That's so perfect. That's independent wrestling at its finest.
Yep, it is.
Yep.
Speaking of independent wrestling, though, you had mentioned earlier in the interview the promotion Elevate. What does it mean to you to be a part of a company that's making a name for itself? It's almost 3 years since the promotion has come up. Is there anything around the bend? I know you had mentioned October 12th as a big date for Elevate, but what does it mean to be a part of a company that's growing alongside you as well as a commentator or a announcer and interviewer?
It's amazing. I've known Alex Cruz for a long time, since he started. We both basically kind of started together in this wrestling business. He started training, and I started whatever you call whatever I do, training, I guess. And when he started Elevate, it was for the fact that, he's born and raised in Chalmette, Louisiana, which is a little suburb outside of New Orleans, about 5 minutes away. And that's where the Civic Center is. That's where Mid-South was. That's where like everything. And so he really wanted to bring that, and he really wanted to bring that into that community. And the community has welcomed us with open arms. And we're so excited because October 12th is the Elevate 3-year anniversary show. And so to have the first show since, ECW in that Civic Center, and it to be the 3-year anniversary show is going to be pretty major. And we've also expanded to Cecilia, Louisiana, which is right outside of Lafayette. And they have a show August 31st, and we have the Rock and Roll Express coming in. So Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson will be there, and it's, and that's another like old school wrestling town that hasn't seen it since, the only time they see wrestling is when WWE comes to Lafayette, So it's so nice to bring more independent wrestling more accessible and more often to them than when just WWE comes into town.
Yeah, it's super impressive to see the Rock and Roll Express still getting out, making towns and wrestling. I know they were just recently at Beyond Wrestling's American Rana last weekend, wrestling the Butcher and the Blade, and they absolutely killed it.
When they wrestled in the Crockett Cup this year.
Yeah.
It's just awesome to even say.
And Ricky Morton's doing Canadian Destroyers.
Unreal.
What?
Unreal.
Oh, I know. It's so amazing to see them still go at it, and it's just like, oh, okay, cool. Do you think? Just don't die, but do you think?
And they keep the audience right in the palm of their hands. Like there's nothing like a Rock and Roll Express hot tag. Like just it's perfect.
Oh
Right.
yeah,
Yes,
that
it
hot
is.
tag, man. That makes everyone loses their mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Brittany, we'll give you an opportunity a little bit later to plug your social media. But for those that do follow you, they've seen different photo shoots that you've been in and that you've shared with the followers. And is there any in particular that might stick out to you as some of your favorite? Is it based around a season, a time of the year, a theme, anything like that? Can you pick out maybe like one or two that really stand out to you as like this one was the best?
Oh man, now you're gonna make my photographers are all gonna fight each other now.
Tell them to blame us. The heat's not on you. That we'll take the heat.
This is the best thing is like this is the thing is none of my photographers live in New Orleans. It's so strange. Like my friend Rachel is an amazing photographer. She lives in Indianapolis, and then of course Speedy, he lives in Florida, and then I have another one, Michael, who lives in Texas. So like they're all they're never going to see. They don't even know each other. They're never going to see each other. It's fine. But Rachel is one of my dearest friends, and her photo shoots are always so glamorous. She's the one who does a lot of my outdoor photo shoots, so the ones where I'm in the foliage, I guess, like a lot of the outdoor shoots. She's got great lighting. She comes to New Orleans every now and then to do shoots, and so whenever she's here, I'm like, oh, no, we're going to shoot at least 3 times while you're here and just get that racked up for the next year, and then I can just let them out slowly over the next course of the year. It was really funny. Speedy, who lives in Florida, he does amazing photos. I mean, he shoots for AEW now, and he shot for everybody, and I always followed his shoots, and I always thought, like, if he shoots me, that'll mean I've made it. And I was like, one day he'll shoot me, and I'll have made it. And he came and shot an Elevate show. He came and traveled down here and shot an Elevate show, and I was like really awkward and was like, I've always wanted you to shoot me. Okay, this is weird. All right, can you take my picture now? But that was one of my favorite shoots, just because of the outfit I was wearing. I think I just posted a picture of it today, actually, on my Instagram and Twitter and whatnot. And it's like a full sequins jumpsuit with like mesh cutouts and then a bunch of like fringe hanging off it. So it's like a very femme goth version of Macho Man, basically. It looks like it's like a female gothic Macho Man outfit, and it was one of my favorite outfits to wear in the ring. Normally I dress kind of normal, but that was for our 2-year anniversary, and I was like, I'm wearing sequins and fringe. Woo!
Freak out. Nice, good stuff. Hey, we're going to hit you with our question of the week now. This is something that we throw out to all of our social media followers, and we know that you follow the WWE and stay pretty current on some of the product. So we'd like to know, do you think that the WWE should host a second Evolution pay-per-view?
They should host. They should totally host a second one and then hire me.
Fair, absolutely.
Done. I think yes, unless they decide to start having equal amounts of men and women matches in their pay-per-views.
Okay.
Because I feel like, yes, it should be done. Just give some of the female wrestlers you don't see often some storyline, some momentum, some kind of thing to look forward to. I feel there's a lot of talent in the back that maybe doesn't get to shine as often as they should, or as frequently as they should on television. I know they do a lot of the live shows, but on television, and I think it's just a great thing to keep people's eyes on them so that when they do see live shows and live events and house shows and whatnot, that they know who they are and they keep them relevant in the product scene itself. It's also just good marketing.
Sure.
If we're going to talk about, like, you know, what are you selling in the selling product, it's really good marketing. And I don't see them adding more than 1 or 2 female matches to each pay-per-view currently, because they're trying to promote so many storylines at the moment that I do believe that they're, you know, it's going to have to be done in order to keep people relevant.
Sure. What's your take on intergender wrestling?
I love it when it's done right.
Okay, fair.
I love any wrestling when it's done right. I can say that about any kind of wrestling. And so intergender wrestling, I'm for it. There's a lot of women that are not for it. There's a lot of men that are not for it. And then there's a lot of people. I mean, it's a weird 50-50 split I've noticed recently from watching the comments on Twitters and whatnot. But I will have to say, like, watching that Tessa Blanchard and Sami Callihan match, like, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was a story. It was a story. You gave me a story. You didn't just do flippy shit off the top ropes. You didn't try to get all of your stuff in and do every single move you could possibly can. Like, they told a story to the point where, like, I was in tears at the end of it, just for the sheer raw emotion that it showed from both of them. And it was done so well. So well.
Probably, I mean, the best.
So, I mean, that's the thing.
The best match in Impact Wrestling this year for sure.
Yes. Yeah, that entire Slammiversary, the 2 best matches was the Monsters Ball and the Tessa Blanchard and Sami Callihan match. Those were the 2 best matches out of Slammiversary at all. And that one really, like, that's match of the year quality. Like, it took the cake on everything. I still, like, I keep gushing over it, even though, like, you know, it happened, what, last month? Yes?
Yeah, I think so.
Last
Yeah,
month?
just last month,
Yeah. I'm still gushing over it because it's so wonderful. When people ask me about intergender matches and they're like, oh, it's so horrible to see a man beat up on a woman, and, you know, it's not real for a woman to be able to, like, beat a man like that. I'm like, I don't know. I live in New Orleans. I've seen some women beat the hell out of some men. Like,
darn right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I've seen women just beat the hell out of men on the street. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, but okay. But it's one of those things. It's like, when it's done like that and it tells a story like that, that's the most raw emotion I've ever seen in any match of any company to date in the last few years. Like, that kind of raw emotion. If WWE or AEW or anybody could conjure that kind of emotion in an intergender match, I don't think anybody would complain about having intergender matches.
I agree. Nobody would bat an eye.
100%.
Back to the original question. If there is an Evolution 2, what is your main event? I mean, if you're booking the show.
I'm booking the show. I'm Vince McMahon. Lord. If I'm booking the show, honestly, my main event would probably have to be a 4-way. It would have to be a fatal 4-way. And I would have to put Alexa Bliss. Gotta give it up for my Ohio girl. Sorry. I have to put Alexa Bliss. If Nia's not injured, I would put Nia Jax. I would love to throw a curveball in there and put Dana Brooke, because I think Dana has grown so much from her beginnings in WWE and the abilities that she has been able to do. And even though I'm not a big Bret Hart fan, I am a Natalya fan, so I would definitely have to put Natty in there because she just would be the veteran in that match, and she would probably help them carry it a lot when it came to being able to tell a story.
Sure.
That's a solid match. That'd be an awesome awesome main event. I like it.
Main event anywhere in the world. To switch gears a little bit differently, back to more you. I know on your social media you're focusing a lot on your fitness, getting into the gym, staying regimented with that. As far as like people think that in wrestling it's just the wrestlers that need to be in shape, and I know myself, I'm on my own journey, and I think most of us here on the panel are as well.
Yes.
What are some things that keep you motivated and staying with your routine and getting the results that you're looking for?
It's so strange because before getting into the wrestling world, like I never was a gym person. I never was a fitness person. I was super unhealthy. You know, I was always a heavy kid in school. Like I was always a bigger kid. I didn't think that it was anything different than what I was. And then I started kind of going to the gym a little bit. I saw some results and I was like, oh, this is legit. So I think what motivates me the most is the fact that I have such a good motivating team around me. Like a lot of the wrestlers cheer me on, and a lot of the wrestlers don't give me shit for not being, swole or not having abs or not having this or that or whatever. Like they really cheer me on and kind of tell me to trust the process and like help me with all of that. Even people that I don't know personally that I've only kind of met through social media have like sent me regimens or sent me different workouts to do that have helped them with this and that. So it's actually, for once, the wrestling community has been like super on top of helping me gain gains and lose weight. And also I just stare at people's abs all day and I'm like, I want those
goals.
I don't know if I'll ever have those, but I'm like, I want those. One of our wrestlers, one of the wrestlers that comes to Elevate, our heavyweight champion, Serpentico, he always has abs, and he's like, I just ate a whole pizza, and I'm like, I hate you. So I'm like, one day I'll have abs, but I'll never be able to eat pizza ever again if that happens. So thanks.
Yeah, in a world in which pizza exists, I know that I cannot have abs.
Yeah.
I know. It is a dichotomy, and it sucks because pizza is so great. But the one for abs
I love tacos. I love tacos way too much.
I love tacos so much.
Tacos are delicious.
I mean, the last time you saw our ribs, we were holding them with barbecue sauce slathered on them.
Sauce. Any words of
Don't worry,
encouragement?
I have some ribs in the freezer, so I understand.
Nice.
Beautiful. Do you have any words of encouragement for anyone who'd be listening that maybe you're just starting their journey or they're in the midst of their journey and they're finding a struggle? Do you have anything that you could say to possibly because nobody's alone in it. There's always the multiple walls that you have where you stumble and it's hard to stick through it. So
just give up. No, I'm just kidding.
Perfect. Clip it. That's the sound clip.
Clip it. Good. Dude, this is why I can't do a political campaign. I'd be ruined. I would have to say that I have fallen many times. There have been times where I have sunk into like a deep depression when it comes to my physical form and like thinking that I'm not good enough and everything. And I think the thing that people need to know is it is going to happen. You're not going to constantly, no matter you going to the gym and eating right and this and that, like there are going to be days or weeks or even months where you're going to still feel horrible. And I think the trick is to not beat yourself up for beating yourself up, because that is the worst thing that you can possibly do, is to get down on yourself for not doing something. And, like if you don't go to the gym for a few days, like you don't have to beat yourself up for it, because if you continue to beat yourself up for it, you're not going to go to the gym again. It's a constant, thing where you have to realize, like, okay, yeah, you totally ate that entire carton of ice cream, but tomorrow you'll go to the gym, and no, you won't work the whole thing off, and you're not going to like run yourself to death and think that you're going to burn all those calories, but you're just going to continue on your path. Like, so you had a breakdown in a moment, and you ate everything in the house, or you didn't, and then you didn't go to the gym for a month, like whatever. It's still like you're never starting over. You're just starting from wherever your point is. So it's never like this daunting task of like, oh God, it's been a whole month, I'm gonna have to start all over again. It's just like, no, you're starting from where you ended a month ago. Like that's it. So don't beat yourself up for it. Just keep going. And if you ever need any kind of like affirmation or like a gym buddy like that keeps you, like, hey, did you go to the gym today, or like, hey, did you do this week, or whatever, like just message me on Instagram or Twitter or whatever. Like I'll be your digital gym buddy.
Yeah, no, I think that's spot on advice. I know I compared it one time similar to like, because at least two of us, I don't think, Tim, you ever smoked.
No.
But like quitting smoking, like if you're a pack a day smoker and you quit for like 4 days, and then one day you break down and have like 2 cigarettes, you can look at it one of two ways. Oh, I guess I'm still a smoker. Or you can be like, today wasn't the best day, I'm not going to smoke tomorrow. So any time that you're kind of like creating a lifestyle change, you kind of have to approach it from that aspect. So that, I think that's tremendous advice for people. So Brittani, this is the part we warned you about. This is rapid fire. We got 15 rapid fire questions. I'm gonna hit you with 5. Ryan's gonna hit you with 5. Tim's gonna hit you with 5. So are you are you ready for this?
Hold on, let me take a drink of water.
There you go.
Swig.
Okay, I'm ready. Whew.
All right,
let's do this.
Your most recent Netflix binge.
Netflix. Oh God, what's on Netflix? I guess I'm generic. I would guess it would be Stranger Things.
Okay, that's good with Ryan. Rank these by preference: AEW, NXT, New Japan, Ring of Honor.
NXT, AEW. Oh God. NXT. Ooh. I'm going to say New Japan for the second one, AEW, Ring of Honor.
All right. Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network?
Cartoon Network, because it has Adult Swim.
There you go. Favorite sport to watch other than wrestling?
There's sports other than wrestling?
Great answer. And favorite genre of movies?
Oh, horror movies. I love blood and gore.
Okay, favorite movie in that genre?
I would have to say the Nightmare on Elm Street series.
All right, you survived mine. Ryan, go for it.
Do you believe pineapple belongs on pizza?
I hate pineapples.
Do you
Besides
the best book you read in the last 5 years?
Dusty Rhodes' autobiography.
The best Halloween costume that you've ever rocked?
My Jared Leto Joker.
Nice.
Solid.
Female version. Yeah.
You're in a karaoke competition. What song are you choosing to crush it?
Oh Lord. I guess I would have to say currently it would be Lizzo's Truth Hurts.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's the favorite weapon used in a hardcore match?
Oh, my favorite weapon in a hardcore match. That's so. You know what? I'm a real sick person. I'd have to say the thumbtacks.
There it is.
Ooh.
You were out of me. Tim, take us home.
All right. Disney or Universal?
Oh, Universal.
Marvel or DC?
Gotta go DC. The Joker.
Country you would want to most travel to for ring announcing purposes?
Oh, Puerto Rico.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
You just blew my mind.
Right?
I would have to say no because I now eat my hot dogs without bread, so it's literally just a hot dog.
Okay.
Because a hot dog is technically not a sandwich. It's the actual, like, the hot dog is the dog itself, correct?
Until you incorporate the roll, that's fair.
Nice.
Wow, very solid answer.
Last question. Favorite WWE pay-per-view?
Favorite WWE pay-per-view? Oh. Bash at the Beach. Now I can't remember the date.
What was the main
Ricky
event?
the Dragon Steamboat versus Rick Rude in an Iron Man match.
I think that's 93. I think that's
Yeah,
Beach Blast.
I was gonna say
Beach Blast
92.
93 because 94 was Rick Rude, Dustin Rhodes, I think, in the other Iron Man match.
Yeah, that one was a really good one. Just specifically that match, but I would watch it over and over again.
Nice.
Solid. All right, so you survived rapid fire. Before we close up the interview, one thing we usually like to do when we have wrestlers on is we like to ask them who their dream opponent would be, but we're gonna change it up a little bit here for you. So, who would you most want to interview? You can pick anybody, past or present. Who would be your dream interview if you could have somebody from the entire history of professional wrestling?
Paul Heyman, for sure, hands down, just because of the amount of history and knowledge and just people he's known. I feel like that grants me insight into a plethora of people that I would want to interview that I could never interview in my time that, you know, he would be able to give me insight on. So I would have to say Paul, for sure. That is
a fantastic answer. All right, Brittany, you've survived your first time on 3 Count Thursday. Before we let you go, for sure, let people know where they can follow you on social media, any appearances, anything like that people need to know about you before we let you go.
You can actually, I have a website, so where you can find everything. It's called Look It's Brittany, so it's LOOKITSBRITTANI.com. And my social media is the Brittani Nikole on Instagram. Look It's Brittany on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook by looking up that, but you can find all that on my website as well. You can also find it all through Elevate Pro's website, which is Elevate, ELEV, the number 8, Pro, PRO.com. And Elevate Pro has a show coming up in Cecilia, Louisiana, August 31st. That's where the Rock and Roll Express will be. And then October 12th is going to be Ultimate Valor 3, which is our 3-year anniversary, and it's going to be in the Frederick J. Seeger Civic Center in Chalmette, Louisiana. So we're going to bring back all of the nice historic wrestling back to where Mid-South and ECW used to be. So now Elevate is going to call that their home.
Awesome. Well, Brittany, we thank you so much for joining us here tonight, and I'm sure this will not be the last that we hear from you.
Sweet. Awesome. Yeah, just bring me back anytime. I'll answer all the random questions.
All right.
Thank you so much, Brittany.
Thank you.
All right,
thank
we
you.
appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you. Thank y'all. Bye.
Bye.
See ya. I just love hearing wrestling
What a peach.
and Civic Center.
Right?
Like, goddamn, they just go together so
Right,
well.
like it's
Peas and carrots.
like if I were to have an arena like that I could like design, build, name, it would definitely be a Civic Center, without a doubt. So yeah,
the big gym Civic Center just rolls right off your
the big
tongue.
gym Civic Center. So again, thank you to Brittany for joining us here on the show. All right, so we're gonna jump into it now, guys. Do we know if Matt's joining us outside the interview?
I'm pretty sure he's got his hands tied.
Okay, that's fine. We understand. New father, it's
He is.
fine.
Hey, with that baby.
She's rocking that onesie, man. The 3 Count Thursday onesie. So,
I've got a confession to make.
I
bought.
You're no fool.
I know.
What do you confess?
I purchased the 3 Count Thursday 3C F&T onesie for Matt.
Oh, you did?
Okay.
I did, but then I ordered it like in the newborn size because Matt has a newborn baby.
Oh, that's
Nah, man.
Apparently,
That's a
you
fatal
don't
mistake,
do that
bro.
because they're tiny AF.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
A lot of babies never wear newborn
newborns.
clothes.
Yeah. Ryan didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I have a newborn onesie for you, Matt. I'm never going to give it to you. I think we got to just hang it up here. I think
Hang
it's
it up
funny.
back here.
Just
Jersey?
because of the sheer size.
Hang it up for when the next one of us has a baby.
That was a solid dolt.
Which
Yeah.
is probably going to also be Matt. But
Right. Yeah, like I'm not planning on having one.
Right.
Ryan, I mean,
No.
you're not planning. Tim,
not
I don't
planning.
know.
I cannot wait to be a dad.
I'm gonna.
serious?
I really
Really?
Full disclosure, we're all here. We're all family
We're all
here.
fam.
I have baby fever like you wouldn't believe. I want to
I
be a
didn't know-
dad.
and this isn't like a
bad.
Like, this isn't like a sex. I didn't know guys could like get baby fever.
I want.
He's got a
my,
fever.
I want my legacy. Like I want kids. Like I really do. But I also, this is gonna sound very like 70s of me, but like I want that. There are certain things that I want in place in my life.
No, I think that's
before I get to that point.
No,
Like
I think that's very
could
smart.
have. I know I could have a child whenever I wanted.
Right.
Barring.
You could just bang one out tonight.
Well,
yeah.
whenever
Well, I would also need a consenting adult with me.
Sure, I'm just saying, right? It doesn't take much to create a child.
Yeah. Like, come over here, lady.
right.
That's all it takes.
Right. It's
Drop in a bucket.
right. The mechanics of it.
I like the 70s vibe, though, because I think I'm right there. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
like-
think I'm nearly mature enough to want to bring a child into this world the way we are today. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I couldn't handle it.
It's definitely going to be, because when I start to think about it, I start to think way down the line, like, holy crap, if I have a kid, my kid has to go to school.
Right. I don't
School
even want to buy
is scary.
fucking notebooks for this child.
School is
let alone
scary.
college.
Like, school is scary. Bad things happen at high school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, kids are progressively getting to be bigger assholes at an earlier age.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
Yeah.
No.
It's
Like,
a scary world. It is.
it's scary.
But,
I really embrace it. I want to. I cannot wait.
I'm about to be
Until-
an uncle in the next few months, so I'm
Hey.
excited about
That's
that.
great.
I
That
am
is a
excited
great
about
job
that.
right there.
Big
Yeah.
Uncle job is great.
Yeah, so it's Big Jim becomes Uncle Jim, and I'm fully going to embrace that.
and then he becomes Drunkle Jim.
Drunkle Jim. Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
All right, let's go to our question of the week this week. Of course, we asked Brittany, should the WWE have a second Evolution pay-per-view, and if so, what would the main event of said show be? So let's start with the first part of it. Should they have a second Evolution pay-per-view?
I agree with Brittany. I think she had a great answer. Unless we're going to start seeing a bigger split on pay-per-views and pay-per-view matches, then yeah, I think the women deserve another pay-per-view. Yes.
Okay, Tim?
No, I don't. I think Evolution was lightning in a bottle, very much like ECW One Night Stand. Now, did they do more than one night stand? Yes, they did.
They did 2, right?
They did 4.
And 4?
Yes.
No freaking way.
Yes.
Wait, December to Dismember is not one of them.
No.
Right? They did 4
The
called...
pay-per-view Extreme Rules came from One Night Stand.
Oh, okay. So how many... They only had 2 called One Night Stand.
No.
Didn't they? Are you shitting me?
Nope. I will look it up right now.
I'll say I'm trying to pull that up as well.
Pull it up really quick because it'll probably be easier
I feel
on
like
your
there was
computer
just
machine.
2.
No, there was One Night Stand, the first one.
ECW One Night Stand, June 12th, 2005. One Night Stand, June 11th, 2006. June 3rd, 2007. And June 1st, 2008.
Well, the other 2 were called One Night Stand, not ECW One Night Stand.
I said they did 4 One Night Stands.
I hate you.
The first 2 were at the Hammerstein Ballroom. The third one was at the Jacksonville Veteran Memorial Arena. And the fourth one was at the San Diego Sports Arena.
The 2007 one, I believe, was Bobby Lashley versus Vince McMahon, Shane McMahon, and Umaga for the ECW Championship.
Whoa.
Where's that shit sound?
Yeah,
you got
really.
there?
It's bad. But yeah, I think that Evolution.
Umaga.
I think that Evolution is a special event.
It's a mystery.
If they did a different women's pay-per-view other than Evolution.
Okay.
So
Okay,
like
so
Our Evolution.
Sure, NXT.
So
But
you would be in favor of WWE all-female pay-per-view, insert name here.
I would be more inclined, if you're going to do that, make the women a product and have it regular once a year.
So don't have them on the main roster
once
anymore?
Well, no, like once a year to me seems like a cop out. Like, okay, we've neglected you 11 months out of the year. It's like the Black History Month. Like, here you go. Here's women.
Or hey, you don't get to wrestle in Saudi Arabia yet. Here's a
Here
pay-per-view.
you go, women, and like we have them, and that's great. The answer is showcase them more, but also there's 5 hours of television.
Yeah.
There's
Are you
only enough time to go around. It's not an excuse, but also women right now are probably in the best shape that the women's division is in the best shape recently than it's ever been.
I agree. So are you so you're not opposed to an all women's pay-per-view another time?
Yeah, I
Not
don't
annually, but like maybe if we ever get like the 4 wrestling horsewomen versus the 4 UFC horsewomen, like that would be a great main event for a women's pay-per-view at one time.
That's a great main event for a SummerSlam.
That's a great
Survivor
main
Series,
event for a
WrestleMania.
That's a great
Like,
main event pay-per-view.
That's the thing. Like all of these matches can happen, but and another thing too. So if we start to showcase more women in these pay-per-views, people already complain that wrestling is 4 hours long. You're not going to take away from the other stories that are going on.
You got it. I get
You're
you.
going to add more. So people are going to complain.
I mean, everything's a catch-22 anymore.
Right, like you're going to turn your 4-hour pay-per-views into 5-hour pay-per-views, your 5-hour pay-per-views into your 6-hour pay-per-views, and then WrestleMania will be the entire day of Sunday.
Yeah, right. Like
That's fair.
we do
That's fair.
we do the countdown. We do every day, X number of days till WrestleMania. I think today's 247.
And if we included every storyline that we could possibly include, it would take the remainder of the days to get to the main event.
Somebody literally, and I know they said it jokingly, or at least I assume it was jokingly, that 35 just ended. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean. That if you want more features, there's going to be a longer.
There might be people still waiting for the New Jersey Transit in the rain.
There absolutely might be. For me, I don't think there needs to be another Evolution. I don't think there needs to be another all women's pay-per-view. I think the key is make women a bigger priority of your product. Make it a bigger featured product. And I think. And this has kind of been a theme I've been trying to hammer home to people, that because people are saying that the women's division has been neglected since WrestleMania.
No,
it has not. It has actually been very featured. The problem is you don't have Sasha Banks, and they're featuring different people.
How's that a problem?
No, I mean, like for some people, they're mad that you don't have Sasha Banks. So here's the thing. You have different women that are featured. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross have been one of the biggest storylines since WrestleMania.
We've also been without Charlotte Flair until 2 weeks ago.
Right. And guess what? Also, Lacey Evans and Becky Lynch. That story was every month from WrestleMania till Extreme Rules.
Right.
So they have been featured. Now, yes, has the women's tag team titles been ill utilized? I think so. But
haven't the men's at
right,
times? Like,
right, and that's the thing.
Different.
Right, exactly. Both.
I mean, case in point, both titles are now set. Here's the lineage of the tag titles. The tag titles need to be on the stables. That's why. Your 2 tag champions, the New Day, and the OC.
Yeah.
Cue the OC theme song.
Sure. I don't have it.
California.
But yeah, it's so. But again, also, Evolution was kind of part of a payoff of everything that's happened to the women's division for the past so many years.
Right.
So you've evolved. You don't.
You can't evolve twice.
You can't evolve twice. If
you Pokemon.
Well, and if you do evolve again, what are you evolving to? Are you going
Space.
back? Exactly. Like I don't know how you can evolve anymore. And again, if it only becomes you can have this because we go to Saudi Arabia, then I think you're losing sight of what that show should be as well.
I feel like you have a really bad sense of like actual evolution. Like we went from gorilla to kind of gorilla man, and we should have stopped.
No. Okay.
So you can keep evolving.
You can keep evolving, but
and make it more product.
No, but you're looking at Evolution from a broad sense. I'm talking about from where the product was and the women's revolution to where it is now. Where else would you like it to go now?
We made a bit in WrestleMania. Is that what you mean? Like,
Right.
what
I mean,
else can we do?
there's no more first ever matches.
Correct.
Because you've done Hells in a Cell.
Yep,
you've done Iron Women matches. You've done ladder matches. You've done Money in the Bank. You've main evented. You've had Royal Rumbles. You've had
Elimination
Battle
Chamber.
Royals. You've had Elimination Chamber.
That's
You've
fair.
main evented Raw. You've main evented SmackDown. There's very few, if any, first ever matches you can have
I got
anymore.
what you're saying.
Now you've had a pay per view, and that was the point. Like once you had that WrestleMania moment, the WrestleMania main event. To me, the words "women's revolution" shouldn't be uttered anymore because it's just part of the product. And even to the sense, look at what they did at Extreme Rules when Baron Corbin hit the end of days on Becky Lynch. We've crossed that barrier now because last year at WrestleMania, Ronda attacked Triple H. Now we've gone back the other way. So it's to me the evolution, the revolution, that part's over. It's just part of WWE and their product now.
Okay,
so I don't think it needs to be. I don't think there needs to be another Evolution pay-per-view. The comments, we got a lot of reaction on the social media. Overwhelmingly, a lot of people said that they would like to see it. They would like to see it be an annual thing. And again, I don't think it needs to be an annual thing, especially when you have the Mae Young Classic. They're doing another one this year, right?
I think so, but I'm not sure.
I know it had at least previously been scheduled.
I know. I'll say this. This issue right here is very much, and this is me connecting dots and tying a string, and this is a hot take, but women's evolution is wrestling's Black Lives Matter. Where
I
see, so it's a hot take item. Everyone, I would think, would agree women's wrestling has a place. It needs to be featured more. Mm-hmm. But when we think that there is 2 steps forward, every time we have taken 3 steps backwards.
Okay.
And we continually shoot ourselves in the foot to actually have meaningful progress in the equality of the product from a men's side and a women's side. So if the track we're on continues to progress the way that it does, where women's storylines not only are the best on television, but they continue to get featured and grow over time, then I don't feel that there's the need for evolution.
So what I hear you saying is you want more bra and panty matches.
Sure. That's what you heard.
That's what we're taking from this.
I'm saying that
more
if we
pillow fights,
if we
get the Bud Light girls.
If we get more of that, we need to have evolution to be a hard reset. Like that is our stay true to the course. Like
the Evolution paper.
Yes, like
well, if you want the bra and panties and then skimpy outfits and stuff, just go to the Nitro Girls on AEW.
There it is.
I'm just saying.
You're not wrong.
You know what I mean? Like your first show, you had freaking Nitro Girl, or a second show, you had the bikini girls out there, next to a pop up tent. Like,
well,
and I'm not disparaging it. Like,
well, it was a part of the route. Like it was a part of the gimmick of the show.
Oh well, apparently some people didn't get that.
Yeah, it was called Fighter Fest, which was a play on.
Oh, I know what it was.
Fire Fest.
Oh yeah, I know what it was a play on.
I know. I'm speaking for
didn't...
all the imbeciles in the back who aren't cultured.
Oh, I know. But here's my point:
all there is wrestling, and there's nothing else, and you can't do anything. Why are these people dressed up in karate gi? What are they?
Well, but part of it too is
you're at a video game convention.
Yeah, but see, part of it too is if you and we'll kind of transition now to talk about some of the AEW stuff. I think one of maybe a problem I have with them is if you don't watch Being the Elite and if you didn't watch the Firefest documentary, sometimes you're going to watch things and go, the fuck am I watching?
Yes, and
that's a problem. And I said this on Twitter yesterday, and somebody said, "Well, you have to watch Being the Elite," because somebody had posted, and it was a response to a tweet of, are you all hands on deck for AEW on TNT, or do you have concerns about what the product is? I said, look, and I'm wholehearted about that. I am going to watch every week, and barring some sort of situation that is unforeseen, for at least the first probably 6 months, because I'm absolutely going to give it a fair chance. But my concern, if I really have to be, if I really have to be critical about it, is what reason, quote unquote, are they going to give me to watch every week besides just great matches? Mm-hmm. Because the first match that was announced is Cody versus Sammy Guevara. Should be a great match.
Great diversity.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean the shows they've had so far have had good cards. The matches have been fun. Sometimes the pre-show stuff not the best, but the card itself has been solid. But you're not gonna keep me interested in a weekly television product without a lot of story. Now I get it if you watch Being the Elite or Road to whatever, whatever it's called now.
The Road to series, yeah.
Yeah, the Road to series. If you watch that stuff, then yeah, there's your story right there.
Right.
But my one concern would be, is that going to parlay into their weekly show, or are you still going to have to go to their YouTube page or go to their Facebook page and absorb that? Because I'll be 100% honest, there's probably a really good chance that I'm not going to that, because I've watched some. I've watched less than 50% of their Series 2 shows.
So I will speak as the other side of the coin, because I consume everything that AEW has done since before All In. Mm-hmm. Like I am a religious viewer of Being the Elite. Even for those of you other Being the Eliters, I was there when Marty and Flip took Japan, and I was a part of, I've seen the show, and I've seen how it evolved and brought us to where we are now. How else are you going to get people invested in these one-off pay-per-views that they've been doing?
Fair.
Without the use of YouTube and social media? Like, it only makes sense that when they have a regular TV product, that they're not going to, the need for full storytelling to take place on a YouTube series. Like right now, I feel the biggest disservice that's going on right now is that people for AEW is that people aren't following this Cody and Shawn Spears stuff. Like the Cody Shawn Spears angle that they're running right now for All Out is fantastic. With Shawn Spears bringing in Tully Blanchard, who is a person who knew Dusty Rhodes inside and out.
Right.
A person who had gone to war with Dusty. He knows how the Rhodes family thinks, and they're explaining this all on YouTube, and nobody asterisk is watching. If you watched it, you'd be super excited like me when you know that at All Out they're having the one-on-one match, and they just had the contract signing, and because Tully knows how the Rhodes family is, he goes, in the contract, he goes, hey, there's a line right here talking about Cody and the entourage, because Cody's known for his big entourages bringing him down to the ring with his dog and his wife and DDP and whatever. And Tully was like, he can have all of that, but when the match starts, only one in his corner. I'll be in Shawn's corner. He can have one in his corner, and that's it. He can't have everybody else. So he can do whatever he wants. But they're trying to find a way to get Cody out of his comfort zone.
Gotcha.
And they're trying to manipulate what they can even before the match starts.
You know the way to make people, and I'm gonna say like Jim.
Sure.
To watch this, sync that up to My Sacrifice, put it on YouTube, and Jim will watch it every day. That's all we need.
True, but also the same
But here's
fact.
the deal: I have not watched that either, but I know the match is going to happen, and I it's like the match is going to happen because he got clocked and got busted open by the chair.
Right.
Like that's why the
Like,
match
that's the start.
So all the bullshit in between, I'm missing. I'm going to see the start and the payoff. Before the payoff, they're going to give me a really quick package rundown of all the shit that I missed that I think will parlay. Will have to parlay on the
and
TNT.
I mean, here's the thing.
Like, you will
I
get
was
that on TNT.
I was watching. I was going to be watching All Out either way, so they don't have to bring me in for All Out. And again,
How much is all out? $50? Do you have a feed for
we're
me?
gonna have a group watch.
Yeah,
we're gonna do a
Can
group
I get
watch.
a legal
Hello?
stream for that? I mean,
I'm
I'm a
watch-
big fan
I'm
of
buying-
it.
I'm buying
if you're not going to be at the beach for your 14th
I'm
straight
just,
week,
I'm just trying to get a stream for that to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm a big wrestling fan,
Just
but
come to my house.
No, he's
$50
being
though.
sarcastic because there was a
I don't know if I
guy.
can do that.
There was a guy on our
wanna stream.
that would
You gotta stream?
regularly comment on our Facebook post about WWE about how shitty the product was and how they couldn't wait for AEW, and then he like straight up goes, "Hey, do you guys have do you have a link for a feed for Double or Nothing?"
Yeah,
and I was like,
brlive.com.
yeah, I was like, it's called pay-per-view or BR Live.
Right.
I was like, if you want an alternate product, fucking pay for it.
Like,
We don't have the time to go down that road. I feel like we're going to go down a road that we don't necessarily have time
short
to.
road. I can,
Scotty said his problem with AEW is VIP is not putting other talent over. Brandy Rhodes winning the women's title. That's a problem. Well, first off,
Asterisk,
she hasn't
maybe.
won the title yet. Now,
she's been in one match.
would I be? Am I going to be surprised if anybody but Brandy Rhodes wins the women's title? Yes, I would be.
No.
That's my
She's my least likely person to win the title.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you and Matt Kuhn apparently.
Yes.
That's the heelest of heel things she could do.
Yeah. No.
Have like Kong help her out and win it, or
No.
some big old bitch.
Nope.
They can't. Like, here's the thing. I expect
They'll
it
probably
to happen.
I think it's going to be Nyla Rose probably.
That which to me would be the right answer.
I agree.
But anyway, they released this week. Tickets go on sale tomorrow for the 2-hour TV premiere.
AEWTix.com.
Yes, AEWTix.com, Ticketmaster.com, of course. October 2nd at the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C.
That's not that far away.
It is not that far.
Tickets as cheap as $25.
Yeah, as I say, they start at $250. Those are the first 3 rows. Those will also go with a take-home seat.
Oh.
Then tickets go to $90, $75, $50, $35, and $20. And
I paid for that $75 seat.
well, and there are lower bowl tickets for $50.
Here's my problem. Fourth row is $90. Third row is $250.
You get a chair.
That's a fucking expensive chair.
Yeah.
That's a real expensive chair.
Yeah.
How
Pay for the experience.
For a row difference
Yes.
to take a goddamn chair home.
Yes, because
Is $160.
because
go on eBay right now and tell me how much WWE
You can flip
pay-per-view
the chairs for
are.
$150. Yes.
you could you could flip the first AEW chair for more than that.
That's a fair point.
The
That's
thing-
a really
Right, I was
good
going to
point.
say, you got to remember, first ever
Yeah,
show.
that's a great point.
And the thing too, everybody's going for the experience, but people want that tangible, the take home. The take home's the chair. It's not just a ticket stub anymore because people have ticket
ticket stubs are
Ticket
nothing.
stubs are on their phone now.
Right, exactly. You don't
scan their phone.
have a ticket
The
stub
take
anymore.
home,
Scotty,
it's bigger than the shirt.
I think the
Great
first show
point.
does sell out. And then I did see this week that after this show, they're going to work smaller buildings for the time being, which is smart. The first show is going to sell out the 20,000 or whatever it's going to be at Capital One, but I think
Giant Center.
I was going to say Giant Center. That's like 10,000. I would gladly take that.
Is that small?
Giant Center is what for wrestling 13?
But is it?
No, I think
is
like
small?
Well, yeah, I would say I don't know what they define small as.
Because it's small for
we talking, like,
WWE.
Theater small?
I think you're talking the word that Brittani Nikole brought up. Civic centers.
Okay.
The East Pete Civic
Or
Center.
the Santander Arena in downtown Reading.
That would be such a great venue for AEW.
You know
How
what
big
else
is
would be a great
Santander? How
venue?
big is that?
Would be the Hershey Park Arena, which only seats 7,300.
Ah, what a great
that would
classic
be,
look that
That's
would
a
be, too.
classic Civic Center-y
style
building.
I think that AEW, and I don't know what their goals and aspirations are, but I think if they stay between the 5K and 7,500 seat arenas,
I think that's your
if
smart.
they have to avoid tarps. And
Santander's 71.
Perfect.
7,100.
Colby says Zembo Shrine. Sorry, Colby. PWE's got that shit on lock.
They do. You know what would be great at Zembo? Ring of Honor.
You know who would be even
They probably
greater?
couldn't even sell
You know
that
who
at
even
this
better
point.
at Zembo? PWE.
Oh, it's coming.
Oh, for sure. I'm not
Right.
saying they don't. PWE is going to be great.
Yeah, cannot
Can't wait for that
I
show.
can't wait to.
Oh, also, by
Loop
the
in with
way,
you boys.
Eric, the belt being turned upside down is
Yeah,
not,
you're a troll.
It's
Get outta
not
here.
a sign of distress. Yeah, get the hell out of here. 2 matches announced, of course, Cody versus Sammy Guevara, and a 6-man tag featuring the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho, and 2 mystery partners.
You won't believe who his tag partners are.
Vacant and Vacant B.
Yes.
We put that up, I think, on the Insta.
Billy and Chuck.
On Facebook. I think somebody
Did
posted
we? I
that.
think, yeah.
Gosh, who
Somebody
would
said Hall and Nash.
Jesus.
Nah, man, they just re-signed to WWE. I think.
I think they did.
That's what Raw reunion was.
I think you had a good laugh about this, but somebody said Enzo and Cass. And I think that could be a
Well, I mean,
possibility.
it would get attention, absolutely.
Enzo is a showman.
and
would-
Cass is healthy.
Cass is 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that.
No, man, like, and I know I did kind of
Excuse me,
chuckle at it, but
Kaz XL.
Cass XL, sure.
but
That's a recognizable face. That
it
you're
is.
gonna
But
say,
but
God
do you
damn."
really put the 3 ex WWE guys together on the opening night?
Yes, you do.
Okay, all right.
That gets a lot of people talking, dude.
And I mean, are you going to
here's
put
the
Kaz
thing.
and
I don't think you
Enzo
put
with,
the Lucha Brothers there.
well, no, I don't think so.
Oh,
but
again?
do you really put Kaz and Enzo with AEW World Heavyweight Champion Chris Jericho on your opening night?
Depends. Is it AEW World Champion Adam Page by that point?
No, because if it is, they've done wrong. They've done wrong.
I don't know if they've done. See, I'm still my that coin is still in the air.
No, to me, that coin is flipped to Jericho 100%. But
For you, that's a two-sided Jericho coin.
no,
Yeah.
it's the way that Page has been booked for me. He won a battle royal in a pre-show, and he almost time limit drawed to a guy half his size.
And Chris Jericho is dressing up like little people, and he looks like a bloated corpse. It's great.
That's fine. He's Chris Jericho.
Sure.
I mean, he beat Kenny Omega.
Ooh.
I mean, every AEW
And Omega's wrestling done right.
every AEW fan
7-star machine.
goes on and on about how he's the best wrestler in the world. I mean, and it's debatable, but
He's not even the best wrestler in the promotion.
I agree.
And
That-
Omega.
That's Marco Stunt.
I'm more interested in a boy and his dinosaur than
All right,
Kenny
it was
Omega.
confirmed today on
I am Rep Talk.
SI.com. All Elite Wrestling will crown its first women's champion at their TV debut on October 2nd.
That's a good thought. I think they're both under contract though. But
My feet stuck.
Colby said Marty and Flip as Jericho.
Are they're still?
I don't know when Marty's contract's up.
I think Marty's through the year from what
Yeah,
I've
and
read.
I think
Flip's-
it's the end of the year. I think Flip's for a little while yet.
Flip was a 2-year deal when he signed.
Oh, poor Ring of Honor.
Yeah, it's tough. But I enjoyed listening back to one of our Flip interviews on the Best of show last week. Yeah, I'm excited to see what the AEW Women's Championship title looks like. I've always wondered what a women's title would look like in Japan, and also who is going to be the first AEW women's champion. Let's get to, and I'm being tongue in cheek there on purpose, by the way. Let's go to Cody's comments about the target audience, because I think that did get some attention yesterday. He was on Busted Open. He said he hates the term casual fan because he believes it's vernacular to describe wrestling that is based on the Monday Night Wars. He said his focus is always the base that built AEW. And that base, if you've seen it, you get it. And if you haven't seen it, it's just something that you have to see and feel. Bully Ray knows what I'm talking about, because there's a lot of confidence that sometimes can get misplaced for arrogance on my half or the Elite's behalf. But I've seen the power. I've seen it. And that's why I want to focus on them first and foremost. There's people who are plenty critical of what AEW does, and instead of signal boosting that, I'd rather 100 of the fans that we have in that base than that one sulky son of a bitch that's not coming on board anyways. So you guys know that the first way to fail is to try and please everybody, but I got to take care of the people who brought us to the dance in the first place, and I think that will be appealing on a global level. Now, I know a lot of people took that as Cody only wants to appeal to a small portion of wrestling fans. I think this was a very smart and very well thought out, calculated thing for Cody to say, because it's a rallying cry for the people who are already a part of AEW, like who are already AEW fans and who are going to be there anyway. So I think what this does is it does kind of draw a line in the sand and go, guess what? This is us. And it's kind of the way they've presented their pay-per-view products in a way. It's kind of like, we're going, are you coming with us or not? So it's kind of in that same light. Like, to me, I've kind of like jokingly been like, bold strategy here. But here, the thing that this I think also does, and I think that it's smart and calculated as well, is similar to the people who claim to hate WWE but still watch it every week. The people who are going to claim to hate AEW, or just because they're, I'm flying the WWE flag 100%, the best way to win a war is to know your enemy, right? So those people are going to have to watch anyhow. So drawing the line in the sand, whether they want to, talk out of one side of their mouth today and the other side tomorrow, is that this is kind of another war shot, and I'm here for it. I think it was a very smart thing for Cody to say, but it was calculated and bold.
I don't have a problem with it.
No, I don't either.
I mean, I don't know what I don't think it's arrogant or cocky. I think you have to be
I think there
full
is
of yourself.
I think there is a degree of arrogance and cockiness to it, but you don't get all in without arrogance and cockiness, or at least self-belief,
or Ring of Honor's help.
But I don't think AEW doesn't happen. And when you get $1 billion backer, there's going to be some arrogance and cockiness there because you have $1 billion to play with.
Right.
So that helps as well.
You got big old balls real quick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also, it's not uncommon the stance that Cody took, talking about how he wants to cater to those that brought him to the dance. That's the same thing in a different set of words that Steve Austin said in the middle of the ring during Raw Reunion.
Sure.
We're all family. We're family. I love you. You love you. I love him. He's my brother. It's my sister. We're family. That's what Steve Austin said in the ring.
Right. Steve Austin's message was just as much for the boys as it was for the fans.
It was for the fans because the WWE Universe, they're our family too. They're like the cousins we absolutely hate because they keep booing us when we're supposed to be cheering.
And then
cheering us when we're supposed to be
And
booed.
then the WWE.com exclusive afterwards where he kind of, it was kind of implied that like he's not done with the WWE, which means, guess what, where he's not going to be showing up.
Right. Isn't it funny that at the same time that Austin comes back to WWE for Raw Reunion, he also has a USA TV show announced that debuts August 12th, and it is hot on the heels of AEW talking about counter programming and how we're a family and everything else like that. It's like it is an arms race for talent. And while AEW is signing Chris Van Vliet as a ring announcer, who I've sung his praises, and he does absolutely great work. WWE is really trying to keep guys like Rob Van Dam, who still have some bumps left on their bump card, off the radar. One of the Avengers. Dollar Store Avengers.
Like, we didn't get a chance.
Yeah, we missed this last week.
This is the second time I've been involved in a meme becoming bigger than the show, because the radio station I worked for, that I actually worked for, is responsible for the John Cena meme. the radio clip of
really?
Yeah, the
I never knew
super
that.
show.
His name is John Stamos.
That is. So the guy saying his name is John Cena, his name is Nick Taylor. He works for Z104 in Virginia Beach, Virginia, WNVZ. He is super talented. He's a wrestling fan. I love Nick Taylor. He's like my uncle.
You guys are close.
He's not my family.
Oh.
One of us was.
I feel
One
like
of us
uncles
was,
are family, but
one of us
whatever.
was born with the name Taylor.
Fair.
Right. It is.
We won't expose your gimmick, though. Don't
Thanks.
worry.
Appreciate it.
I did. Obviously, I had to chuckle when I see the Hurricane post our meme, and how could you do this to us, internet? But also,
I love that to some people who don't even follow us. Like, it was at 3 Count Thursday.
yeah, I'm like
Which was
that.
great. It's like, hey, it sure was. Thanks, guys.
Like the minute I saw that, I'm like, oh my god! Like, and it just kind of rolled out of my brain, and magic happened. But
that's the second post that I can remember.
The other one was the glasses. Was it the glasses girl? Who was
the other one? Was it wasn't even a glasses girl. It was a picture after WrestleMania that, like, I think we just scooped off the internet somewhere with the Undertaker with his like coat and the gloves in the ring.
Oh yes,
and we had just something along the lines of like, the lights are back on, the show's over, but the respect remains. Just Taker shit in the ring.
You can
and the
see
ring
like
was
them
still set up.
disassembling the arena.
I remember that
guy
photo.
I think it was tweeted, just caught wild.
Yeah.
And just, I mean, every once in a while,
I'll say
we
every
still get
so
a
often we'll
retweet.
still get a retweet on that.
So we're like the Family Guy, or we're the Family Guy manatees that are creating the ideas.
But
I
had to chuckle like when you had Rob Van Dam, who was like part of Impact Wrestling, and
Kind
like
of.
they're interviewing him, and he's like, I haven't heard a crowd ovation like that in over 5 years. I'm like, ooh, does Anthem still own Impact? Because if they do,
I don't know who owns Impact.
Whoever owns Impact, not happy about that.
Well,
Who does?
but right,
own
it's
Impact?
there's a big difference between 100 and 1,000, brother.
But yeah, I mean, there is like a push and pull of who's getting in line. Like, I saw something come out today that the Undertaker just signed that new deal back in like April, and it is believed to be like a 1,000-year contract. Like,
And like the WWE is signing all these big contracts, like Mike and Maria, a 5-year deal.
the OC 5 years.
The OC,
Like,
5 years.
why
like,
would they sign for that long? I don't know. Financial stability.
Yeah, like if somebody wants to sign me for 5 years to anything,
Right.
Like I'm in. Like,
Yeah, like
because also by the time
And that meme, over 31,000 people viewed
That's
that meme
fucking amazing.
on Facebook. 31,000.
And that's just Facebook. That's not even
just
Twitter.
The Facebook, right?
Yeah, and Twitter's more viral than that.
when
Correct,
and like that's just
It
people
had
who
over 322 shares from our page alone of that.
Right, I was
look
going
up
to
the
say
Twitter.
that's not people saving the picture and reposting it, and that's why you tag a picture. People, put your little name on there if you're going to make some.
You sent it to our group chat, and I was like, "That's great." I
Yeah.
don't know what
And
he
like I
said.
said, man,
I think I just said post it.
Like, yeah, that's what you did say. You're like, post it. And I'm like, just did. And yeah, the magic happened. Let's look real quick at the updated All Out card, because Cody versus Shawn Spears was confirmed this week. That's a singles match. You got the three-way match: Darby Allin, Joey Janela, Jimmy Havoc. You have a ladder match for the AAA World Tag Team titles: the Lucha Brothers versus the Young Bucks. You got a tag team match where the winners receive a first-round bye in the AEW World Tag Team Championship Tournament. The Best Friends versus the Dark Order. Of course, Moxley versus Omega. And then Adam Page versus Chris Jericho. So the card, obviously, which is now less than a month away, the card's stacking up to be fantastic. Obviously,
Very nice.
Matches will be added throughout this month, I'm sure. Crazy. SummerSlam is next Sunday. Let's keep that in mind. That's fucking bananas.
I got a hot take for that too.
For SummerSlam?
Yes, sir.
in the summer.
Relating to what?
I'm already saying it right now. This SummerSlam is going to be the greatest SummerSlam of all time.
Ooh, wow.
I don't even have to see the rest of the card. It's going to be the best SummerSlam of all time.
I mean, it's stacking up.
What is your favorite SummerSlam before this?
2016 was a really good SummerSlam. That was John Cena versus AJ Styles.
Are you sure about that?
SummerSlam 92. Really solid SummerSlam.
Was that the Wembley one?
Yep, that was Wembley.
Wembley was good.
Yep. SummerSlam 95 wasn't bad.
SummerSlam 90 was real good.
SummerSlam 90 was
I love
solid.
SummerSlam 90.
That might be like my third favorite pay-per-view ever.
It was such a
that
good
one.
show.
Yeah, like this is going to be show of the year.
I
For
believe
WWE.
so.
You're not beating Mania.
Yes, you are.
I would be shocked.
Yes, you are.
That's bold.
Okay.
Look at the card. Read the card.
Look at
Let me
Mania's
find it
card.
quick.
And then the outcomes that we all got at Mania, there's no way.
Just be ready.
All right, I'll be ready.
Because the card that's announced, like the card that's teased, there's still matches that haven't been announced
Yeah,
yet.
sure.
That are still up in the air, like who Roman Reigns' mystery opponent is.
Daniel Bryan.
I've heard 3 names.
I've heard 3 names.
Yep. What names?
Actually, no, I've heard 2 names. I've heard Buddy Murphy because he
Buddy
was lurking
Murphy.
in the back.
Buddy Murphy.
Which, quite frankly, you want to give me that match?
That's a banger.
I'll take that fucking match.
That's a banger.
That match is gonna be real good. I've also heard Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan. That match.
I've also heard Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe. And
I'd take that.
there's a 4th name that has not been announced, but that I can absolutely see. What if it's Braun Strowman? Braun's not doing anything.
Well, that's true.
Braun's just snarling at Maria on Raw.
That's fair. When did he become Snitsky?
When Paul Heyman took over.
Which I also think is going to be the best thing for Braun
You
Strowman's
know who I hope
career,
it
by
was?
the way.
I hope it was Paige.
All right.
Page here.
So this is
Not
this is the show confirmed so
She
far.
was just leaning against the things. It wasn't even on purpose.
Oops.
Oopsies.
I'm talking with the Kabuki Race Warriors here.
Jesus.
Have you seen my movie?
Trish Stratus versus
Fighting with my
Charlotte
family.
Flair.
Yeah, banger.
Banger. Miz versus Dolph Ziggler.
Banger.
But I don't think that match is happening.
And even if it's the other match they're talking about, that's a banger too.
Because it's going to be a quick hitter.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens?
Goldberg. Goldberg, Dolph Ziggler.
Goldberg's just going to thrash
Spear,
Ziggler real
jackhammer.
quick.
That's it.
Get in and out, get out of there.
Yeah,
U.S. title match, AJ Styles, Ricochet.
Ball.
Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt.
12 seconds.
Yes. Yeah, I think...
Remember what the Demon did to Baron Corbin last SummerSlam?
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Balor's got to get smoked in this match.
Yes.
Got to.
Honey Nut Cheerio. Just crushed.
Just get it done. And because, again,
Gobbled up.
he is going away for a little while, so that's a perfect way to get out
But
of it.
it's also The Fiend. Like,
Yes.
we have to
You
make The
right.
Fiend.
Please, anytime we talk about Bray Wyatt,
Don't
Stop
even...
saying his name. He's The Fiend.
The Fiend.
We've
Please,
never seen The Fiend.
Please, do this right. Please. I'm going to keep putting it out there into the world.
Yowie wowie.
Please do this right.
What do we do in the meantime
For what?
for Bray Wyatt? Does he go back to the Funhouse and he's like, "Hey,
I think
guys, I'm sorry what you saw
He
last
was
week.
at,
That's
he was,
not
did you
me."
see Smack? You didn't see SmackDown?
I did. I missed it this week.
The Funhouse was on this week.
God damn it! Okay, I did miss it.
I think what happens is Bray Wyatt becomes the voice box for The Fiend. And Bray is happy-go-lucky. He's nice. He's the Firefly Funhouse dude. And, like, he's like, I love Finn Balor. He's so great.
Yeah,
but the Fiend don't like you that much.
Yeah, and that's kind of the way the tone of the Funhouse was this week. Is like
Yeah.
Bray was talking, and then he started
totally
talking
missed
about
it.
the Fiend, dude, and it like just his entire face, his demeanor,
And you
everything just got real dark.
Now, this is a super hot take, but I feel as though, and this is me mark down dateline August 1st,
Prognosticating?
August 1st, 2019.
It's a good time.
They are setting the table for The Fiend and Bray Wyatt to be 2 characters.
Oh, I hate it.
No, I think that's great.
But actually make it a whole different person. That the personality of The Fiend manifests itself out of Bray Wyatt and another person becomes The Fiend.
Hey, Tucky.
I'm thinking maybe his brother.
Ooh.
What if it's Bo Dallas?
I like Otis better.
Bray Wyatt and Otis have nothing in common.
That little short, stocky guy, like brace, like
with
what
his
the fuck
tongue,
is-
his tongue coming out through the clown mask. Pretty lady.
fucking love it.
Hey,
I love it.
hey, rambling rabbit.
It's the greatest.
Dude, I would die. Like, can we make that happen on an episode of ENC?
Abby.
Just wear like a fucking wig and a mask. That'd be great.
Can that happen on like the Halloween episode of SmackDown, please?
Where Tucky
love
dresses
it.
up as the Fiend.
And the Fiend can come out and destroy him. That's fine. Just have him dress up, right?
Just let that happen.
Jim is dead.
Of course, Kevin Owens, Shane McMahon.
Gonna be fire.
If Owens loses, he quits WWE. Yeah, sure. Kofi defending against Randy Orton.
Should be the main event.
Dude, the build for this match has been
10 years long.
so good.
It's 10 years old.
It is so good.
But it's okay. WWE doesn't do anything long term.
No, never.
They
Never,
never
not once.
acknowledge the past.
No, never.
And this is like the 8th time we're seeing this match.
Oh God, that fucking tweet. God.
But it's the first time in like 10 years.
With these implications.
And this version of Randy Orton and this version of Kofi Kingston.
Right.
That tweet
the
is so
the
stupid.
majority
Height
of
their
that
powers.
The majority of the matches that people are complaining about, we've seen 4 or less times. Like, shut the fuck up.
Right.
And like somebody was like, I'm kind of getting tired of AJ Ricochet. You're getting tired of seeing great matches every week, like fucking bangers every week. I don't know how you can be tired of that. If you're gonna get tired of that, you're not watching AEW. I'll tell you that much. Bailey.
No, I think AEW is right up their alley then. Because
Well,
it's going to be Cody versus Sammy Guevara for no reason. And then it's going to be MJF for no
that's
reason.
Right. They'll just give you
matches.
different matches. Bailey versus Ember Moon, SmackDown Women's Title. Becky Lynch, Natalya for a that's now a submission match, I believe.
I don't know if it's been confirmed.
But it looks like it's going that way.
And I'm down with it.
Yeah, sure. It'll be the Toronto Screwjob. And then the
Oh, I like that.
there's people that at least I've read rumors with a Z that they may go Natalya wins via Screwjob. So you get the Canadian hero winning via Screwjob, which obviously brings her up as a heel and gets more sympathy on Becky as a face. I think that's perfect. And then Lesnar versus Rollins for the Universal title.
Which is going to be fire.
Yeah, the match is going to be just fine.
That match at Mania was great. I don't know why people would bitch about that. Like, I thought that was a great match. They put on a really solid match.
They did.
And people had a problem with
They
it. I don't know.
Because in the world of the internet, if it's not exact, here's the great thing about it. That match could be exactly what one person wanted. But the other 5.99999 billion people in the world think that person's an absolute idiot.
Sure.
Yeah, and it's like I said, if you look at a wrestling Twitter feed and response and react to an episode of Raw, or if you see somebody tweet, "Hey, I missed Raw live last night. Should I watch it?" Just go into the comments and the responses on those posts. Because there's it's absolutely, it was great. It was pretty good. I'd still watch it. Nah, you could probably just read the recap. No, it sucked. It really wasn't that great. You probably don't need to watch it. No, it was the worst Raw ever. Nah, WWE should go out of business tomorrow. Like it's all varying degrees of those responses.
But even the SummerSlam card that isn't announced, think of the names that are left off. There's no SmackDown tag title match. There's no Raw tag title match. There's no SmackDown, or there's no women's tag team title match. Drew McIntyre's
Didn't they announce
left off
today, or is it being
Mojo
heavily
Rawley's
rumored that it's
left off.
And that's a heartbreak.
Who?
Mojo Rawley.
But I thought I saw something today that it looks like it's going to be a 4-way for the women's tag
With the Iconics, Demandies,
The Kabuki Warriors.
the Race Warriors, and Switch.
Switch?
Yeah, that's Marcus and I's tag team name for Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross.
Oh, okay.
Because at any point we could just switch them.
Yes.
We'll take them both. Switch.
Yeah, like
That's very demeaning. I'm very sorry, but they're both.
That is
they're
incredibly
both,
demeaning
But they're
from
both
Tim.
absolutely attractive.
From Ryan, everybody's like, "Yep, that's right." From Tim, everybody's like, "The fuck?"
like man, that feels off.
Okay, look, guys.
that's not
I'm
right.
I'm operating on very minimal
I
sleep.
mean, one has an accent.
But she hot though.
But that
I'm not saying she's not.
That match, I mean, even that sounds fine. But yeah, there's still a Raw Tag Team title match, SmackDown Tag Team title match, Intercontinental title. Who's the Intercontinental? Shinsuke.
There's a talk of Shinsuke versus Ali.
I'll
for
take
the
it.
IC title.
Yes, I'll take that.
And the Cruiserweight title.
24/7 championship.
And the 24/7 title.
Which didn't exist at Mania, so you're right. SmackDown is greater than.
That is true.
Ding, ding.
Or, I'm sorry, SummerSlam is
SummerSlam.
greater than.
Mike Kanellis' tweet of like, I'm so torn right now, showing like Maria sleeping next to the baby with the title. I'm like, why are you hesitating, bro? Pin her. Now's your shot.
Did you see that he was like,
Shoot or shoot.
He's like, does anybody have a referee shirt that'll fit a 12-month-old?
That Drake Maverick tweet, though.
The picture of Maria.
Oh,
the wanted picture?
Yes.
Yeah. And then the quote tweet.
Renee's response. You're going to lay on her for 3 seconds, but you can't bang your wife or whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
Everything they have done.
I love everything
with the
about
24/7 title.
Also, the hidden highlight that Renee Michelle wore the colors of the 24/7
of the title. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely. Like it has just been so freaking good. Obviously, the OC won the Raw Tag Team titles this week.
The entire cast of the OC won the titles.
Yeah, so that's fantastic. WWE, they had blood and guts this week because Rollins bit a blood capsule. Jesus, like I love how like people were like comparing that
to Gusher.
To the Gusher. Man, I wish we would have had more time to talk about Sami Zayn's booking because like there was a guy who last week.
I forgot Sami Zayn and Aleister Black on SummerSlam.
Yeah,
like there was a guy complaining that Sami Zayn is being disrespected because he loses all the time, and I'm like, so
he's a heel,
right? I'm like, he has been promoing and or wrestling on every WWE TV show because he's been on Raw and SmackDown pretty much since he's come back.
Also, didn't know if you knew this. He is one of the best wrestlers in the entire freaking world.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes, but you have to win for WWE to show that they respect you, Tim.
He is literally the only wrestler they've allowed address AEW.
No, that doesn't matter.
To quote a television show called Mad Men, that's what the money's for.
No, that doesn't matter either. You have to win matches.
But it's only.
I want to be
predetermined.
appreciated.
No.
I want to be appreciated.
No.
That's what the money's for.
No, you have to win matches.
So you want to add? You want a visible at? Hey, you know what?
He's never won a world title.
Good job, kid.
But that 5.99999 billion people.
Oh, they're right.
Are happy to see him lose because he's a heel.
Yeah, no. He had to have won a world title. Otherwise, WWE hates him.
Oh, but he should just go back under the mask. El Generico was so good.
What about the orphanages?
Like, it just...
The orphanage.
Yeah, no, yeah, he's not being disrespected, people. Just, he's not.
Maybe we don't understand wrestling, though. That also could be.
Maybe that's entirely possible.
3 Count Thursday is actually an arithmetic podcast where we just teach people how to count to 3 every Thursday.
E equals MC squared.
1, 2. Oh no! Wow.
As of earlier today, the SummerSlam has sold out. NXT, Raw, and SmackDown in Toronto all have not sold out. I didn't look to actually see what the actual available tickets have been. They are running a promotion where you can get 25% off tickets through Ticketmaster. So
that TakeOver card is looking really good too.
TakeOver is going to be solid. Again, people overreacting to SmackDown not selling. SmackDown at the end of a 4-day Big 4 weekend usually doesn't do well. People are burnt out for one, and then they're trying to get back to work for 2.
When's the last sellout for SmackDown anyway?
I don't know.
Realistically,
I don't know.
Also though, Toronto is the most expensive place in the world to live.
Yes. And that arena, huge.
Number 1.
That arena, huge.
It's the former Air Canada Center.
Yeah, it's I want to say it's around 20. I know it's around 2021 for hockey.
It's the Scotiabank Arena.
Yeah, Scotiabank Arena, former Air Canada Center. It's a big boy arena.
It's the world champion Toronto Raptors play there.
Yeah,
and here's the deal: if the
and
WWE
not
ends up
get
selling
out of the first round Toronto Maple Leafs
$20 tickets, they can afford to do that.
Yeah,
Canadian.
$20
Right, so that's
Canadian.
which is like not even real money. No offense. According to multiple reports, the WWE will be ending the wild card rule post SummerSlam.
Do you have the Hallelujah chorus on that soundboard?
No big announcement, but it is. Which also it begins to make sense because coming out of SummerSlam, then you're getting more into the Heyman / Bischoff eras. You're heading towards the draft. You're heading towards the TV splits.
I think I said that.
Yes, just look. It got us through the period of time where people don't typically watch wrestling anyway.
Exactly.
Monday, Impact Wrestling announced that they have signed Tennille Dashwood as to the Knockouts roster.
Big shock.
Tennille will make her Impact debut in Mexico City on August 15th and 16th.
Great signing.
It's a great signing.
Spectacular signing.
Didn't know Impact was still signing people.
Nope, me neither, to be 100% honest.
I was sure.
At least not people of that.
I was sure as sin she was going to AEW.
Devin's got to go. He said he thinks the last time a SmackDown sold out is when The Rock was in Hershey before WrestleMania was at 29.
Dude, SmackDown 1000 probably sold out. The SmackDown
900 sold out because
it did.
Because we ended up having to sit not in seats.
But the SmackDown with Evolution.
Yes. And that was in DC. So yeah, that one I think sold out as well.
Yeah, it had to have.
Is that Give Me What I Want?
No, that was Triple H has done everything in this company or done everything in this business except beat me.
Oh, okay.
That was the
Batista's
planting of the
comeback.
seeds.
Got it, the plant of the
for
on October 16th, 2017, 2018, my birthday.
Okay, we get it. Devin was wrong. Kicking the kid when he's down.
Sorry.
Block him.
Yep. How do you delete posts?
In the latest edition of Being the Elite, Britt Baker answered a question about her recovery from a concussion. She said, thank you so much for asking. And to everyone who's been following up and asking, you guys are the best. I'm doing fantastic. It was a rough couple of weeks, but I feel good. I'm in great care with the AEW doctors and trainers, and I'm hoping to get cleared any day now.
Baby.
So that's a good thing. That was a scary one.
That puts CM Punk's mind at rest if he decides to come back.
Yes.
Yeah, Z-Pack,
the doctors are there.
Z-Pack doesn't work for AEW. So.
Does Z-Pack still work for WWE?
I think so.
Okay.
Dr. Amon.
Yeah, I think you like when you see doctors on TV, you don't see him. I've noted that.
Probably.
Yeah, it's probably part of court cases. As reported by PW Insider, NXT superstar and former 3 Count Thursday guest Karen Q has undergone surgery after suffering a broken ankle during an NXT live event this past weekend. She was teaming with Bianca Belair in Atlanta, Georgia, against Rhea Ripley and Raina Gonzalez. So no timetable's been set. We wish her the best.
Yeah, there's a lot of great women's tag teams that are developing. Like Raina Gonzalez and Rhea Ripley looks to be like a really strong powerhouse, like pin-up strong type Natalya Beth Phoenix team.
I like it.
Karen Q was teaming with Xia Li for a lot. They were the Asian Invasion, and that was a really solid team for females in NXT coming up.
Yesterday, WWE at WWE Games tweeted that the WWE 2K20 cover reveal kicks off August 5th.
Yep.
With more details coming as well.
Yep.
There's been a lot of rumors and speculation, blah, 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 on who the cover or cover athletes may be. I think it's probably your WrestleMania main event.
It's Becky Lynch on the cover.
So solo?
Yes.
Okay.
With both titles overhead. Yep.
I mean that wouldn't.
It'll be this pose.
Okay.
And the story mode will be Becky Lynch going through NXT, coming up, doing the submission sorority. PCB, and then everything moving forward. Yeah. I don't care who's on the cover. I don't care anything about that. Give me GM mode, you cowards, and that's all.
Yeah, that's kind of the
GM mode, or I'm not buying this shit game either. I'm sorry. I'm very hyped about
Punch
this.
your hand one more time. Thank you. On Tuesday, Netflix announced that the Big Show, a half-hour multi-cam comedy series starring The Big Show, Production on the 10-episode series begins in Los Angeles.
Please tell me you have the synopsis of the show in front
I have
of you.
I have the press release. Alongside the Big Show, Paul White, the series stars Allison Munn, Raylan Castor, Juliet Donenfeld, and Lily Brooks O'Brien. According to Netflix, the Big Show focuses on the following premise. When the teenage daughter of Big Show, a retired world-famous WWE superstar comes to live with him, his wife, and 2 other daughters, he quickly becomes outnumbered and outsmarted despite being 7 feet tall and weighing 400 pounds. He is no longer the center of attention. The Big Show is Netflix's latest project with WWE superstars following the recent announcement of the family film The Main Event. The comedy series joins a growing slate of live-action series featuring kids and teens and made for families, which include Family Reunion, Malibu Rescue, No Good Nick, Alexa and Katie, and the upcoming series The Letter for the King and The Babysitter's Club.
I can't wait.
Dude, I'm going to watch it.
I can't wait to shit on it.
Oh, it's going to be awful.
Big Show, though, is he's very good with comedic timing.
Yes.
I just hate that, like, the premise is Big Show's retired, and here comes his teenage daughter.
Oh my
it's
God.
like the game plan, the TV show.
Right.
It's so cliche. It's a lot of that canned laughter right there. What was I gonna say? What else was I gonna say? I don't remember.
Nope.
But good for Big Show, man.
I think we should do watch-alongs for Patreon content.
I'm here to do a watch along for nothing.
Yeah, or maybe just for YouTube.
Just for us.
All right, and finally, the last news item I have: MLW and Noah have announced that they are forming an alliance. The all-encompassing partnership will feature athletes exchanged between the two organizations, as well as opportunities to share content in addition to other opportunities. The partnership will commence with an MLW wrestler participating in the 2019 N1 Victory Tour that commences this August. The wrestler will be revealed at a later date. MLW CEO and founder Court Bauer said Pro Wrestling Noah has a rich history of promoting some of the greatest wrestling bouts in the history of the sport. This is a very exciting partnership. We look forward to joining Noah and beginning a new voyage for a new era. Hey, look. It goes back to, anytime we've seen NWA and Ring of Honor work together, which is no longer a thing. They are no longer working together. I saw that last week. But when you have companies that are working together for the greater good of professional wrestling, that's a good thing. By all accounts, MLW is absolutely killing it. Noah has always been quality programming for those that are into that style. So I think this benefits both companies.
I agree.
I got nothing else.
Do you want to go a little bit late and bang out a quick trivia?
Let's bang out a trivia. Yeah.
Hang with us, folks. We are almost done. We're going to knock out some trivia here.
I got to find the music.
Run that music.
Tim's tired. Jim has a chance.
Oh, yeah, he does.
I feel like I don't, but okay.
Okay, here we go.
10 random trivia questions. I do have one tiebreaker if needed.
Beautiful. I'm excited.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's
Again, you say your name to buzz in.
Yes,
I will
sir.
stop reading when you say your name.
Gotcha.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Jim. Yes.
Who was the third president of the United States?
Tim. Thomas Jefferson.
That is correct. I'm going to have to keep track here. Next question. What is Canada's national animal?
Tim.
Yes.
The moose.
That is incorrect.
Jim.
Yes.
Black bear.
That is incorrect. It is the beaver.
Damn it, I knew that.
It is the beaver.
Fuck. That was in a How I Met Your Mother, the Beaver song.
I didn't even know that. Which character said live long and prosper?
Tim.
Yes.
Spock.
That is correct.
Jim, come on, man.
I can't.
Our names are the exact same
They
length.
sound very the same, yes. Question number 4. What is the name of Batman's butler?
Tim.
Yes.
God.
Alfred.
That is correct.
I fucking hate everything.
Jim, I'm sorry. I thought I was...
No, it's okay. I just fucking...
Oh, my.
Do I need to wait a second?
No, I'm just
The
a
lag.
fucking idiot. This is
The
just me
lag.
in my head right now.
Who was the 1983-1984 NBA MVP?
Jim,
Yes.
Larry Bird.
That is correct.
Nice. I wasn't
Larry
born.
Bird.
Oof, neither was I.
What was Chandler's last name on the television show Friends?
Jim
Yes.
Smith.
No.
Tim,
Yes.
Friends is an overrated television show.
I'm going to deduct a point. It was Chandler Bing.
Kind of stupid. Horrible name, even worse search engine.
Bing, bing, bong, bong.
Bing, bing. Which were the two members in the wrestling stable, the American Males?
Tim,
Yes.
Marcus Alexander Bagwell, Scotty Riggs.
That is correct. Jim, you can tie it up.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
You got 4. Jim has 1. There's 3 questions left. He can tie it up.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Sure.
What is the 4th planet from the sun?
Jim.
Yes.
Mars.
That's correct. Jim's big comeback, folks.
Don't call it a comeback.
Who is also known as the Maid of Orleans? The Maid of Orleans.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I didn't think anybody would get it.
The manic, the window's gone.
Is that your final answer?
No.
Okay.
It was a response to. I have
No clue.
Maid of Orleans.
No clue. Anybody would take a stab at it?
Tim,
Yes.
the woman from the Popeyes commercial.
That's very close. Incorrect. Jim, just take a stab at it.
I did.
Incorrect. It was the Joan of Arc.
Oh.
We're going to
I
ask
was going to
number.
say something far more offensive.
He cannot tie.
I was
We're
going
gonna
to
ask the
say
last
something
one.
far more offensive.
I'm glad you didn't.
I'm glad I didn't either.
E equals MC squared. What does this C represent? In the equation, E equals MC squared.
Glad I didn't answer Albert Einstein. Jim.
Yes.
Carrot cake.
No.
Damn.
Close though.
I love carrot.
Isn't it velocity?
That is incorrect. Energy equals mass
Times
the
acceleration.
speed of light.
Oh, speed of
C
light.
is the speed of light
What's
squared.
the tiebreaker? Just
The tiebreaker, just for shits and gigs. What state is Grambling University located?
Jim.
Yes,
Georgia.
that is incorrect.
Ohio?
That is also incorrect. It is Louisiana.
Oh.
Again, I took that from our interview. You can tell when I was finishing my questions today.
Oh fuck! I should have known that because the Grambling and Southern game always took place at the Superdome because it was about it was the
battle of
the two schools in New Orleans or 2 schools in Louisiana.
Then I had one more in case nobody got that.
Sure.
Tonight is the first ever WrestleMania. My match is next, and I'm challenging for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Who am I?
Don Morocco?
That is incorrect.
Tonight is
the very first WrestleMania.
Uh-huh.
My match is next, and I'm challenging for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Who am I?
Who challenged for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania 1?
That is the question. Yes, rephrased.
Oh, don't make me beg now.
Brought up earlier tonight in our interview with Brittany.
Junkyard Dog?
The Junkyard Dog.
Wow. I'm an idiot.
That was close. It was 2-4.
I don't think it was that close.
Yeah.
I started off really hot.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, I think you knew the ones that he knocked, the spots.
Yeah,
I think
I did.
everybody
I did.
Alfred's a given. He was quicker than you. Sorry that upsets you.
It's
Jim.
okay. No, it's fine. I don't work tomorrow, so I'm fine.
Fuck you.
Oh, eat dick. Go to the beach again.
Will do.
Jackass, you son of a bitch. Tim, where can people follow you?
At Not the Toolman across all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat if you care. I stream on twitch.tv/NotTheToolman every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll be live at 8 p.m. tomorrow. We're going to be playing some more Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. If you want to hear more wrestling come out of my mouth, every Monday at midnight, Final Wrestling Place. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, wherever you get your podcasts. We probably can be there. Or you can just find us on the mothership of SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Final Wrestling Place. Thank you.
Ryan. Where can people follow you, bro?
You can follow me. It's at RYN and then the word Eagle, RYN Eagle. I don't tweet enough, so just make sure you follow the show. That's the real important thing, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, following the show is important.
Also, follow Superhuman. He's a real stuntman.
He is. He is absolutely a real stuntman. All right, we're going to wrap this thing up. We appreciate you listening in. We also appreciate Brittani Nikole joining us tonight. A great interview with her. Make sure you're following her on all of her social medias. Again, go to our website, 3countthursday.com, buy merchandise, go to our Patreon, and subscribe there. Subscribe to our show on all podcast platforms, as well as YouTube, and make sure you check out our home network, ngscsports.com, as well as the sponsors of this show, Alicia's Pillows and Things. Get your house decorated with some of the best stools, pillows, and much, much more. Log on to ngscsports.com, find the Alicia's Pillows and Things tab on the homepage, and place your order. Also, coolicover.com. Get 50% off your first order of great sunglasses. You got to email esgmarketingsolutions@gmail.com. Again, esgmarketingsolutions@gmail.com. You get 50% off of your first pair of glasses over at coolicover.com. But you have to email esgmarketingsolutions@gmail.com. Guys, we appreciate it. We thank you for joining us. We went a little over time this week, but we had a week to catch up on, so we had to do that. Until next week, stay safe, stay smart, and go for the pin.